Yo,
Welcome
yo,
back.
yo! Oh, we're back at it again, all right.
Back at it again. Episode number 5. We're still here.
That's right. And now we have the intro. Are you ready for the intro?
I'm ready. You said we're gonna have a let's play it.
Uh, I heard a little bit of a hiccup in the audio. Um, I want everybody to hear it in its entirety, so let's save it for the next podcast. So, what's on the agenda for this podcast?
I got a few things. The fidget spinner craze is kind of like dying down, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Depends who you are. But the
I think
newest
it is.
I saw are called thumb chucks. Kind of like nunchucks, but your thumb. And what they is like these two balls with a string in between them, and you kind of flip it around like nunchucks in between your fingers. I saw that. So I don't know, maybe that's the next trend, maybe it's not. Maybe I'll get a pair, try it out, but I feel like that's going to be the new trend. Have you heard about these?
I have not, and I'm curious about what it is because I have no clue. I've never heard of it. I still can't conceptualize it in my mind how two balls on a string are going to be nunchucks and how it's a game of. Is it kind of the same theory in that a fidget spinner is supposed to give you, was it peace and relaxation and de-stress? Are these nunchucks supposed to do the same thing?
Yeah, I mean it does. It's supposed to take away anxiety and stuff. The thumb chucks actually take a little bit more skill, kind of like a yo-yo, right? Like or the fidget spinner, you just literally spin while you hold it. But the yo-yo, you can do tricks. Same thing with thumb chucks. You can actually do tricks with it. So I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and Google that. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Is that the new trend? I think I want to get a pair for myself. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, if they're like fidget spinners, they're fairly inexpensive, right? I actually got fidget spinners from the dollar store the other day. So, yeah, why not just get a few and try it out? If you think it's cool, why not,
We're
right?
gonna start the trend. Two random dudes. We're gonna start it. Everybody's gonna be doing them. All right.
So, you know how like hello? Is the audio okay?
It's not the best that we've seen, but you know.
Oh, goodness. This is why we need to podcast together. We have to figure it out because I actually have a mic now, and I don't know if you bought the lavalier yet, but we have a decent amount of like setup. We can even video it now. Since we're only doing 30-minute podcasts, up to 40 minutes or whatever it is, I can easily put it on my Sony Alpha camera, which is shooting 4K. So we're able to have audio, video.
Yeah.
We just
Well,
have to.
one, it's gonna take. We're so busy. Our schedules are so busy. We're doing this kind of for fun on the side now. So trying to meet up, that's gonna be like hard. Two,
Hold on.
more.
What about this Friday? What about this Friday? What are you doing?
Yeah, we could try it this Friday.
Okay, perfect.
Okay?
Done.
Done.
Done. Friday.
But I
I'll
don't
see
know if
you
every
Friday. We'll film episode
we
6.
commit every week that we'll meet up.
I mean, listen, we're best of friends. I still want to see more of Gigi. So why shouldn't we? I mean, I think having the podcast is just another excuse. I think I'm using it as an excuse to find time in Gio's schedule.
It's all excuses like, oh, I just went through surgery. Oh, I don't have a second car. It's all excuses. It's kind of convenient though that we could just call each other, and make it happen. Actually, the sound check, I'm seeing green bars now, and the audio sounds like it's cleared up, so we should be good.
I get it, but the audio would be much better if it wasn't a phone call, if it was direct. Because it's not to mention interaction a little bit
Uh,
different too.
I spoke too
So
soon. I spoke too soon. I got choppy again. Yeah, I don't know though. I mean, what happens if somebody moves out of town? I mean, it's so convenient that we're able to do it remotely. But yeah, sure. Want to come over?
of course.
Yeah. So moving on to the next topic here. So I started another social media account. It's an app called Anchor. Kind of been using that, testing it out. It's a podcasting app, and you can interview people, play songs, you can comment on people's podcasts. So if you any of you are Anchor listeners, feel free to find us on Anchor and call in. There's a call in feature, so you can actually comment and call in.
Give us. I know you already talked to me about it briefly, but give the listeners of John or a few of the other people, give us a synopsis of what Anchor is, how it works, and how it's similar or different than, let's say, Twitter or Snapchat.
So I first heard about the app from like a business entrepreneur, marketing guy named Gary V. Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you guys heard of him, but he kind of explains it as I don't know. It's an app that's like almost like for radio or podcasting. It's a new version of radio. All it is audio. You talk and people listen. And you have your channel, which you can talk live to, kind of like a Snapchat where it disappears after 24 hours. It's only audio though. So you can talk, you can do behind the scenes, you can make it your podcast if you want. And then there's a button where your callers or your listeners can call in. So that's kind of cool and actually leave you feedback. Where Twitter is just typing, 140 characters, and Snapchat, you have video. This one's just audio. So if you ever wanted to have your own radio station or podcast, that's what this is for. And the call-in feature is pretty cool. So, if we ever have something on that app, feel free to call in and give us your feedback. It's called Anchor.
Sounds interesting. I'm curious to see where it goes. Now, let me ask you another question. I know Gary V was big on Musically. Is that still a thing?
Oh, yeah. I'm still on it here and there. I've got a couple musicallys out. It's definitely still a thing. It's just not our age group. That's why we're not
No.
too familiar or on it that much. But yeah, it's
I
still pretty big.
So I actually conducted a mini survey. It's not really. I just asked about, I don't know, roughly 5 younger kids. They were anywhere from the age of like, let's say 8 to like 16. It was when I was waiting for the new Apple iPhone, the one that I just got replaced through SquareTrade. By the way, it was an unofficial sponsor again because they came through. I got a new phone. Anyway, I asked them. I said, hey, so what's the big social media? And, it was funny because they were with their parents and they knew about Instagram, they knew about Snapchat, and I said, what about Musically? They're like, yeah, that's not our thing. So
No,
maybe it is
it's not as big as, where Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook would be. Like more people would have that. I think basically you have to be more creative and actually want to put yourself out there to be on Musically. I'm not saying every person in this age group has it. It's like the biggest app to ever live. No, because it does take some kind of skill, to be on there. Anybody could be on it. It's just not a lot of people kind of want to put themselves out there. It with taking a picture on Instagram, it's easy. You can take a picture. You don't know if the person that took the picture is 50 years old or 14 years old. With Musically, there's real creativity there, whether you're doing some sports or drawing or you're singing or dancing. You actually have to like showcase yourself or something. And I don't know, it's a little bit more difficult. So not everybody's on it as far as, posting themselves. Maybe they're watching others, but it's big, just not as big as Snapchat and Instagram.
Right.
So
I guess you're right.
damn, I really want to know, like, the audio sounds good, looks good over on my end, but I'm hearing you're kind of like garbled. I wonder, like, let us know who sounds good. If we sound better using this, if we sound better sitting together, if mine sounds better or Jin sounds better, give us some feedback on that. Let us know.
Yes, please do.
What's next on the agenda?
Can we talk a little bit more about technology?
We could always, yeah, this is a technology podcast or something.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to kind of share something that I think if you're techy enough to be listening to this particular podcast, you probably could be techy enough to understand this. So the majority of us that are listening probably have an iPhone, and I'm
What?
going to put
Why
you
would you assume that? Why do
because
you
they're
always
probably
do that? You know,
okay, okay,
Android has
okay,
more of the market than iPhone.
okay. First off, I say the majority of us mainly because there's John Vito, so that's already the majority. Me and John, that's already.
So it's you, me.
However,
We have more listeners than that. Because what about
okay,
Superman Cat?
let me.
She's got an
Okay, well,
Android.
let me just explain. Hold on, let me explain. If we're talking about America, the majority of people in America actually use iPhone. Is that not correct?
I would say that's not correct. Do you have stats on this?
I don't know, but we're going to research it because I think in America, iPhone is more popular. In other countries, especially the poorer countries, Android is more popular because it's so much easier to make crap phones.
Uh-huh.
Haha, just
Oh,
joking about the crap phones.
is this about
But,
Android iPhone or is it
but,
something else?
no, no. Okay, so let me go ahead and continue. Okay, this specifically is addressing to iPhone users. However, it should be relevant in your world as well because basically taking apps that typically would require jailbreaking or Cydia hack in order for the phone to be unlocked in order to install these programs, but there is a way to install it, and I would just kind of want to share with you. So I'll give you an idea of some of the apps that I have right now. I have YouTube Plus Plus, Instagram Plus Plus, Facebook Plus Plus, and those are just the Plus Plus apps. But then there are other apps that are also. Oh, I'm sorry. I also have Snapchat Plus Plus. So the Plus Plus just means it comes from this particular developer, and he or they have hacked these programs, these apps, to allow for expanded features. So one of the best and most favorite apps that I have specifically this is the YouTube Plus Plus app, which basically makes it into YouTube Red, but better. So there is, you can play it in the background, just the audio. You can rewind, fast forward. You can play it in slower speeds. You can play it in faster speeds. You can download for later. There's no ads. So that is absolutely awesome. However, the other apps are just as good. Just like Snapchat, you could spoof Instagram. You could spoof your statistics and your numbers. And then there's also a screen recording app. And then of course there's Movie Box. You've heard of Movie Box, right?
Yeah, you can play movies.
Yeah, it's an app that allows you to watch movies. So anyway, let me get. So the good news is that it comes with all these apps, but because of Apple and how they're restricted and how they're locked down, the way that it works, and this is very helpful information for people that are listening that want to do this, because keep in mind, you don't have to be jailbroken, but you have to understand how these apps work. And the way that they work is that this particular repository, it's called App Valley. I'll link it to you, Gio, and then you can put it into the description. So App Valley, what App Valley is, they make a certificate for Apple. So let's just say how every app has to have a certificate. So let's just say App Valley comes in and says our certificate is, John Smith, and then Apple approves John Smith a certificate, and then all those apps that are falling into that category get approved. So that's the good news. That's how everything gets approved. The bad news is that these apps are and will be revoked, and it could be revoked once a week. It could be once a month. It could be, let's just say a couple months. I've already had revokes about 3 times already, and what revoked means is that those apps become unusable. You click into it, it says that this particular certificate is no longer trusted, and then typically you would go into security or general settings and then just approve them to be a trusted verified app, but you can't do that because it's been revoked. So what you then have to do is you have to wait for App Valley, who is like the repository, to do a new certificate, and then the apps will be good again, something along those lines.
Sounds like you're you're downloading certificates with App Valley than more than you're watching videos with free YouTube Red.
Absolutely incorrect. Um, it's it's what needs to be done, especially since it's not jailbroken, and for the fact that I have a screen recorder, I have Instagram plus plus, YouTube plus plus, which is basically YouTube Red, Popcorn Time, Movie Time. There's also a Twitter one, Snapchat, Facebook. I mean, I just really love how all these apps can have these awesome features, and at the same time, now that I understand what App Valley is and how it works, it's kind of become a priceless tool for me. I actually paid to have, because you know how, like, since it's App Valley, they're coming as a repository, they put ads on their apps, and then YouTube plus plus and Instagram plus plus, they have ads on their apps too. But if you pay, you can have those apps removed. So I actually supported them by buying their top license so that I don't see those ads, but it's also paying the developers back for their hacking, if you will. But again, the reason that I'm talking about this is because I think if you're smart enough to be listening to this podcast and you find any of these tools to be beneficial for you, you should definitely look into App Valley. And the coolest part about these apps is that they do not require for you to have to plug in your phone and to plug it into iTunes and then fake anything. All you have to do, for example, for App Valley, you just go to appvalley.vip, I believe. I can get you the actual description or the link, but you just go to appvalley.vip and then it from Safari, and then it puts you into their page and it says install App Valley. You just click on that. So then once you click on App Valley, it'll install. You then click onto App Valley, and it has the list of all of their apps, and you can download whichever ones will fit your needs. And I've downloaded the ones that I like, and I'm telling you, it's become my favorite place to find these apps because it kind of opens it up. So in essence, it's becoming more like Android-ish, right? It's giving me some cooler capabilities.
It'll
And
never be Android-ish.
you're
Never.
right because it's still smooth as heck.
They got a long way to go. It'll take them 3 to 4 years to catch up. But then Android will
Yeah.
be
Oh,
already ahead.
well, I'll tell you another cool thing that I like. So I'm looking at Snapchat. Snapchat has a lot of features. Okay. So one of them, well, let's just say a list of them, could be like how you could spoof your location, the speed, the temperature, how you could change the appearance, how you could change
But it's
the
cool that you
story
can do it.
settings.
Tell me like why somebody would want to change their temperature to something crazy.
Why do you want to buy a blue car versus a red car?
Why? Because my
Well, I'll
favorite
give you
color
another.
is blue, or whatever
Okay, fine.
my favorite color is. Is it because my favorite temperature is 105 degrees?
No, but if you wanted to spoof that, you could. But I'll give you another example. All right. Remember when you got out of the hospital and Nikki sent that Snapchat to me of, hey, you look tan. I have that Snapchat now. If it was regular Snapchat, I wouldn't have been able to save that. Do you know what I mean? Did she save it? Do you have it?
Okay, so there you go. That's a feature. So you want to save? Yeah, she saved it. You want to save Snapchats.
But there's more than that. For you know how with Snapchat you have to hold your thumb on that white button.
No, I'm saying that might be a feature you should have started with, that you can save Snapchat.
There's,
Not necessarily
there's
that you can. Oh, there's a bug. Let me kill this bug.
okay, that's important too. Well, again, it's about what's in.
Bug. It's probably all up in the. Well, I'm saying you should have started with that feature versus like you can change the temperature. Why would you want to change the temperature? What would be the.
No, no. Well, if anything, it was more about the spoofing of the location, which I think was cool. But either way, whatever. There's a lot of features, is what I'm trying to say, in terms of overall
Well,
hacking of
feature
Snapchat.
would make somebody want to get it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You can literally do so many things in here. There's one click save. You can even do auto save incoming snaps, or you can do auto save outgoing snaps, auto save notifications, and then you can even have it go to like a specific vault, or you can have it go into your camera roll. Or you can even link it to Dropbox. I'm looking at it right now. I mean, it is incredible what Snapchat Plus Plus does,
Hmm.
but they're very well aware of it. Just so
Snap.
you know. What's that?
You save any interesting snaps?
I don't get any interesting snaps.
Oh,
I wish I did.
yeah. You're the most boring person in the world.
I'm the most boring bachelor. I'm looking at it right now in terms of the snaps that I have that are even saved. Me and Caden in front of New Hope, Central Park. None of these are even worthy of. Oh, whoa, what's this? I'm kidding. Nothing. I got nothing. Oh, the godmother is single. Any takers? I saved that one. Yeah, dude, I'm looking at all these snaps right now. None of them are like PG-13 or worse.
Watch out, everybody. If you snap with Jin, your snap might be saved. So
Unless it's
watch
unless
out.
it's revoked. Unless it's revoked, then it won't be. But with the other apps too, they're really cool. That's what I'm trying to say. The other apps, they just open up the possibility of what you can do with these applications. That's what I'm trying to say. Vitally, and oh whoa, I'm looking at my things. I'm looking at the Snapchat that I saved in my camera roll. I have the one from Jason Nash. I'm actually going to save it, and maybe we'll add it to this video. I mean, to this podcast, if we could somehow add video to it.
I upload video to YouTube. It's too much work.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what I
God
do
forbid.
every time when we get these things? I gotta like download the recording. I gotta convert it. Once it's converted from GoToMeeting format to MP4,
Wait,
then I
wait,
gotta
GoToMeeting has its
then
own
I gotta
format?
convert it and pull it out so it's not MP4 to MP3. Then when it's MP3, I gotta upload it to our server at randomlifestyle.com. Then I gotta create the page that it's gonna be on, schedule it, and publish it so it comes out Wednesday. Well, I think I might have said the wrong day in the past, but yes, our podcasts come out every Wednesday. And then once it gets published there, it's automatically published to Google and Apple. So that's easy. But then I have to go publish it to SoundCloud and YouTube. But I can't publish an MP3 to YouTube. So I have to get into Adobe Premiere, add the picture, convert the file, make it MP4, and then upload it. And then I have to tag all of them. I have to tag the SoundCloud, I have to tag YouTube, everything I have to tag. Like, Jin and Geo, two random dudes, the composer, the artist, the album. They do all the copyright stuff. Oh, it's a pain in the butt. So to add an extra video, I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. It's a lot.
So you basically saying that you want to be creative, but not really.
No, I really enjoy doing the podcast. I want to continue doing it, but I don't know if I want to add more stuff to it because it's a lot. If we had like hundreds and thousands of listeners and it was going somewhere, yeah, sure. But to start off small and just have fun with it, I think I want to just kind of keep it as it is because at that point, when you start buying a lot of equipment and you start doing a lot of tweaks, it's not fun anymore. So I just kind of want to create the content and put it up and go. And if we get return or results or something happens from it, then, maybe, yeah, we could think about growing. But to do more than what we're doing now, I think is a lot.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm done. The main things I want to talk about I already addressed.
Yeah, let us
How
know.
long? How long are we right now?
I didn't start a timer, but we're probably a good 20 minutes in. Let us know if you guys like the topics that we're talking about, different apps or hacking or technology or what trends are. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. I know on Anchor, somebody wanted to talk more about. Um,
Don't go there.
don't go where?
There.
They want to know. They want
No.
to know. I had a boring weekend this weekend. What about you? I mean, I had surgery, right? From the last week's podcast, we talked about it. I had an accident on my skateboard. I got surgery on Thursday, right after last week's podcast. So this weekend I pretty much stayed in and, trying to recover, and I was on meds and stuff. So boring weekend this weekend. I'm putting up a few vlogs. I'll probably put one up tonight. But what about you? What'd you do?
Oh man, I can't. Where do I start? The excitement of it all. Where do I start? Um.
People want to know, Jin.
Okay, so basically, I didn't really do much other than having a photo shoot with a auto dealership out of New York. I will say this. Okay, here we go. Back to technology. I was in New York, and we were right next to, I think it was LaGuardia Airport. I'm
You,
talking about
you,
like under a mile, and I didn't know if I was able to lift the drone up because legally you're not supposed to. So I said, let me just try it. And I'm a very cautious drone pilot, so I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this if after this podcast blows up and gets big, because you shouldn't even attempt to fly the drone. But anyway, I I flew. I flew. I was right outside of the red zone. The red zone is a definitive no-fly zone. I was right outside of it, and I was able to take off, and we got the footage that we needed. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and it gives me a little bit of a better understanding of how the drone can be limited. But then again, it can also change because with DJI, they tend to restrict and they're cutting down on how you can fly your drone, which also has become a big controversial topic amongst the drone community, because some people are in their mind, they're saying, hey, I paid, let's say, over $1,000 for my drone. I want to fly whenever I want, however I want, wherever I want. And then versus the other people that are more responsible are saying, I want to fly it, but within certain parameters. But then again, DJI, they set their own parameters. And, if you could kind of, let's say if you were to be the CEO of DJI, you could probably veer on the side of being very cautious to protect the company's best interests as well as the other flyers, because all it takes is going to be one really bad apple to mess it up. Not bad apple, because there's no such thing. Ha ha. Anyway, it's going to take one bad drone pilot to completely mess it up, and I know it's going to happen. I mean, it's already happened with like bad things. You've heard about the drone guy that. Did you hear about this? There was a drone pilot that got arrested. He actually might do jail time because he was flying his drone over a wildfire, and this way it prevented the helicopters and the fire rescue from being able to go there and, whether it be to put out the fire or to do anything. Because they had a drone, they had to, take a step back. They couldn't just go to that same area where the drone was. So that's one. And then there was another case about a drone that got too close to the public. There was like a bike race, and it got stuck in somebody's tire, like they were riding a bicycle. It was the one of like Tour de France, whatever it was. I think it was in California. And the propellers got stuck in between the front wheel, and the guy went flying forward like he flipped. And so, and I think all those situations, it said that you're not allowed to fly. So, for them to get so close, it's idiotic. With me, I definitely want to be very responsible, but I'm also wanting to protect my investment. I haven't crashed my drone, and I think I've been learning more and more as I do it. And I do fly. I tend to fly at least like 3 to 4 times a week, just to make sure I try to get some new content or fresh content, or just to be in things to be flying. And by the way, my Instagram for flying, drone account, photos for the future, photos with an F. Anyway, that's
4.
what's that?
The number 4. Photos for the future, right? Or is it FOR?
No, that's Twitter. It's FOTOS FORTHEFUTURE. So that's the IG.
Hey, I got a question for you. Different topic. And I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about it for a while. I've said no every time I thought about it, but the question keeps coming up.
Let's make it a yes then.
Okay,
What's the question?
then there it goes. There's the answer. All right, good night. Bye, folks. Now, the question is, should you have, I mean, we both have our YouTube channels. Should you have a intro or outro, just like we have here on this podcast, on the YouTube channel? You know, everybody has one.
Yes, of course.
Beam goes across the screen and there's explosions, a real hyped up music, you know. Should we add one of those to the YouTube channel? What do you think about those? Uh, hello? I think we lost Jin. I'm gonna pause the recording for a second.
Gio?
Yo, I
And,
paused the recording and we're back. What happened to you?
and okay, so
Okay, well, let's first off.
let me wait. Do we want to talk about what just happened, or do we want to
Yeah, no, first off, I want to tell you one, he's on the shittiest network in America, T Mobile. Two, he's on the shittiest phone, Apple iPhone. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the shittiest, but yeah, these are two things that probably what happened to why we lost you. What happened there?
Okay, so what had happened was I was proving Facebook, and that probably
Well, you're breaking up.
extra bandwidth.
You're breaking up.
And the funny thing is,
Wait.
it actually.
You're breaking up.
No, I'm in. No, what are you talking about? You
It's,
can't hear me?
now I can. It was very choppy.
Hello?
Start over.
Yeah, I don't know what it is then, because I'm literally just like talking right now. Any case, I just got a letter from Optimum that said that they were going to increase my speeds to 200 megabits.
Oh yeah,
So,
I saw that email for Debbie and Charlie. They have Optimum. They said they're doing that for them too. But that's why
yeah, it's just like,
your phone cut out?
I don't know. If it's not the data speeds, what is it then? Why would my phone cut out? I'm connected to Wi-Fi at home.
I don't know. It lost you for like a good 2 minutes.
Okay, so,
But
all
you,
right, go ahead. Go back to what you were talking about. Go.
oh, what the heck was I? Oh, the intros. Yeah, no, I always never just did it and was thinking like, should I do it? Some
Yes.
people love them, some people hate them.
No. The answer is yes. The answer is absolutely yes. If anything,
Okay, why
just
haven't
make
you
it
done one?
either. Oh, what are you talking about? I have it. It's just that this audio has been bad, so I can't even play it for you
On
because
your
the audio has been so
YouTube
bad.
channel?
On my YouTube channel, I don't even. Well, Caden has one. My son has his own YouTube channel, which it's not crazy. It doesn't get a lot of views or likes or whatever, but it's something that I'll probably watch when I'm like 60 or 70, and I'll just relive all my memories with him. Anyway, his intro is this.
Caden Bobaden?
So I'm not sure. Yeah, that's all it is.
No,
Because
I
so
don't.
it's
I mean, like one where the name streams in, and there's like an explosion and fumes, and there's hardcore music. Like it's the same intro every time, and it's done in like Adobe After Effects or something. Animation.
yeah, I had that on my post for the future, and I don't know. I just got bored of it real quick. I mean, I think I like just having what I've been moving away from is just kind of like that whole entire. Let's just say if you want to watch a video, I don't want somebody to sit through a 10 to 15 second intro
So
because it's got some
maybe
crazy.
3 seconds. Like Casey Neistat, huge vlogger, doesn't have one. David Dobrik, also huge, he has one. You know, so
Okay,
it's
it doesn't. So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter is my point. But what I have in terms of the vlog that my son has, it's just so I was explaining it. the vlogs are addressed to him. The way that I speak is I'm actually speaking to him. I'm not sure if you see that. The majority of the times, anyways, I'm like, hey, so Caden. So that's why we started. And I was like, hey, Caden, what do you want to say to yourself with an intro? And he was like, oh, hello, Caden Bo Baden, and that's it.
You
And
should
that's how
take
we
him
got
every
started.
year to see how he changes as he grows. Because I can't believe if he'll say that, if you asked him 5 years from now, what do you want to say? Like he would say the same thing. See how
Probably it might be different,
see how
but
he
do
grows.
you also do you also notice that he's been putting his own spin and twist on it? He'll be like, "Hello, Caden, Bo Baden, Ho Baden, Ho Caden, Ho Baden, Ho Caden,
Yeah,
Caden."
so if you're talking about
Like,
an intro like that, then you should know what mine is. I do it on every video.
I don't think that's cool enough. I think you need to step up your good evening.
There you go.
You should step up your intro game. Good morning.
Hey, Gio Bobio Momio Nonio Fofio.
That is cool. See, that's a good like 6 seconds of just saying it. And now today, what we're doing is, you know what I mean? So another one that I like, which it's starting to get annoying on me, but Peter McKinnon. I don't know if you follow him on YouTube. I've been following him like well before he had 100,000 followers. Now he's got almost a million. But his intro, actually has the special effects. It goes into a video, After Effects. There's music. It's got him like running, jumping, does all action. I don't care for it. Anyway, so his thing, every time he comes on, he says, "What's up?" That's the thing. He does, "What's up?" It's like a pop. What's up?
Or maybe
Yeah.
we can do
So,
like a Jake Paul dab on those haters. It's every day,
oh God,
bro. Every day, bro.
oh my God.
Dab.
I meant. Hold on. And you know what? I'm actually at like 2% battery, but I think I should be able
Oh,
to.
why? The mighty iPhone's battery lasts forever.
That's because Kaden was watching a movie for like the past 3 hours. Anyway, listen. Let me get this out. So I've been watching Philip DeFranco, who's been covering the whole entire Jake Paul thing. Dude, I cannot say. I said to myself, let me try to watch one of his vlogs. I could see how people will do it, and maybe it's because I'm almost
It's
40,
young
so I feel
kids.
like I'm getting
Young
old.
kids. No,
Yeah, but
his the way he does YouTube, he's killing it. Do we like his
I know.
content and what he does? No, I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Yeah, it is obnoxious as heck. Like I'm talking
No, but
about. I watched the one where
that
he woke up in Miami.
the things that entertain
Like he,
kids is different than what entertains adults. I see like what Sebastian watches or like what Caden watches. This is the stuff that entertains them. And how majority of people that are on YouTube are gonna be kids. So that's why they're getting all the views.
yeah, it's insane. I watched it, and not to mention, I literally got a headache from watching it because he just goes crazy with the camera, and I kind of like it. Something like I think I saw him. He was talking to a kid, and the kid was like, "Can I take a picture?" He's like, "Sure, hold the camera." And he's like, "Okay, all right, you vlog," and he just like walked out. That's cool. I like a lot of the little things that he does, but when he gets overly obnoxious, it's it's a little bit too much for me. It's a little bit too much.
Yeah, well, everybody's
That's all.
talking about the Logan, the Paul, Jake and Logan brothers. So now we can put it on our checklist that we've done it.
What, become obnoxious, or just the fact that we talked about him on the
No, they're
podcast?
blowing up right now. Everybody's talking about them. They're on everybody's channel somehow. They're blowing up.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, well, he
I
just
guess that's more of the YouTube that I follow. I mean, you probably saw it on Phil DeFranco, but they've been on Casey's channel. They've been on H3. They've been on uh, Post Malone. Like everybody's.
I heard about that Post Malone thing. I heard that was funny. No, I mean, I understand that they're no, Paul Logan, he's been up on the scene like for years. I didn't even know about Jake until probably like a month ago.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like the scene that I follow. I mean, I can't watch all of their videos, but Team 10, I've been following them for a while. Alyssa Violet, and there's a couple other dancers, Trishan Tales, the Martinez brothers. I've been following that's kind of the side that I follow. Not like because I like their stuff, but more so because I like just how they do it. Like they know what to do, business wise, YouTube wise. They got it down.
Yeah,
Yeah. Speaking
I
of,
guess. I mean, you gotta admit they have a personality, and I acknowledge that they embrace it. I don't particularly like it, but at the same time, we know that it's gonna sell because
it's the
people,
future.
especially younger kids, are gonna want to watch it.
It's the
Yeah,
future.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
I don't have like a landline phone, or maybe I do and I don't use it because we use our cell phones. The next generation, like our kids, they're not gonna have cable TV. They're gonna have Netflix. They're gonna have YouTube. So that's like the new thing. That's like reality TV almost. That's where it's at.
Yeah, quite possibly. I agree. So now we're talking about the future. The future, Geo, in the year 2000.
Conan O'Brien. Yeah, no, I definitely want to make more videos. I want to make more content. See, like this podcast thing, it's fun, but I think I do want to stick with like the video stuff that we make. I think that's fun. I know we try to make that cinematic film. Didn't come out like I liked. It was definitely rushed, but like I would like to make like
You know the
films, movies, like short jokes, like something. Like I want to get into that.
I know.
I don't know,
You
but
know what the thing is? I didn't even edit that video. I'm not sure if you realize I took out the the skateboard part and just used that Fourth of July stuff. So I didn't even put the actual
no wonder.
electric skateboard video together. You know that?
Why did that was what I asked you for? Why didn't you give me that?
No, I gave you the content. I
Cause
wanted to get the vlog out of the way
video,
just to put the vlog.
I started watching it after he made it, and I'm like, why does it look exactly like Jin's video? I didn't want to make your video. I wanted my own.
Wait, I didn't make it for he. Wait, are you saying that he might have copied my stuff, or are you saying that he just? No, I don't think he copied my stuff. I saw the video that he did, but he actually put in the electric skateboard stuff. I didn't use any.
I feel like there was
Because I was
something.
saving. There wasn't any electric skateboard stuff in my vlog from Fourth of July.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm
there were
trying
some videos I think were missing. No. Oh.
to, quite possibly. But I'm pretty sure I told you this. When I shoot and I have way too much footage, and I want to get the project done, I have to move forward. Especially since my daily, like, for example, I'll give you an idea. What day are we? We're in freaking Tuesday, and I'm already backed up by like 3 or 4 projects. And then this week I have maternity and like 2 weddings and some other stuff to shoot in between. So I'm gonna be
God,
pretty darn busy. And
posted. It's Tuesday. I gotta get this up by tomorrow.
yeah, all right, man. Let's go. Let's call it quits. It's already been at least a good 30 minutes. So
Oh,
I
wait.
don't even know.
That this is a long one. This has not been my favorite one. I think the last episode was my favorite one.
I think this is the best one because we talked about iPhone and those cool
And
apps.
how terrible
And on that note,
all those
you,
hacked
you want to do?
apps that you have causing all the problems you're having.
No, no, no. It's probably GoToMeeting, but I'm not going to say nothing about that. Anyway, ready for the outro. Okay, let me go ahead and pull the outro up. Okay, are you ready for it?
You have it, or I thought you wouldn't want to play it because of the sound quality.
No, 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 no. I'm going to play right now. Are you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and. Okay,
I
let me
think we're
just
losing
do
you.
this.
I think we're.
Oh man, let me just try. Hold on, let me just. Hold on, let me just. Hold on, let me just. Hold on, let me just.